Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my wonderful Aries family doing today? How are you guys today? What's going on in your life? What's happening? You miss me? Well, I missed you. Please, we got before we get deep and we don't want a whole bunch of people in our business or bringing our spirit down. So we always make sure to breathe. I'm a big breather. I apologize if that's not your thing, but I believe in clearing the energy in the space. I love it because when I get into these messages with you, you start sharing a part of your life with me. And I want to be respectful and make sure that nobody comes in here does not belong. You know? Yes. No negative vibes. Leave it outside the door and be at peace within yourself. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. How often do you take a break? And Aries, I don't even know if you breathe. You breathe, Aries? Well, let's see. Spirit, speak to us. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And however you want to get it released, you do it. I like to shake it off. You do anything that makes you feel good. Just let it go. You ain't got time for it right now. We got things to talk about because I got to get up in your business. Oh my God. My mother used to say, "You so nosy." My friend used to say, "Girl, you be in people business." And my kids, you know what? Let me tell you. I'm somebody that if I'm at the register in the grocery, this has happened to me so many times that the cashier and I start talking, and that's it. Sometimes cashiers, they so stressed about so much stuff going on in the world, and you don't want. Sometimes some of those customers have attitudes. Some of y'all have attitudes when you go to them. They already got to deal with this. They working on their day off because somebody didn't come in. All these different type things. So when I go there, let me tell you something. Girl already told me about the guy she was with. I told her we talked about court and all kinds of stuff, and she said, "I'm making the attempt to have him served now. I'm doing this." Show me pictures like a kid. And meanwhile, we on the line, and this is at Target, okay? And we on the line, and people are starting to back up on the line, and we're talking, and my daughter said, "You know her, Mom?" I said, "No, I just met her now." And she told you all her business like that with the guy, the father's not taking care of the kid. I said, "I just have this kind of spirit." You know what I'm saying? I have this kind of spirit that connects with people. And ever since I was little, I could hold a conversation with somebody in the train. All kinds of, we always have so much to talk about. And they just ask my parents, "How old is she?" They're like, wow. I'm telling you, everywhere I go, people have conversations with me. And they'll be like, "Your spirit took me," or "You're really nice." And I talk to people. I believe sometimes people having a rough day and just saying good morning or hello can make somebody's day. You know who taught me that? My father. My father spoke to everybody everywhere he went. And I'd be like, "Daddy, you know them?" Even when we moved to a new state and he was retired out there. And he'd say hello to the neighbors. We go for a walk and he's like, "Hello." And my father's from the island. So he's like, "Righto, hello." And he would say stuff like that. And people started knowing him by name and he would speak. He knew all his neighbors. This one is named so and so, and her son is living away. This one, my father knew everybody. That's how community used to be, where people looked out for one another and the love just flowed. Even they talk about you behind your back, the presentation was always that seemingly from a loving place. We need to get back to that where you know your neighbor. It's just, even if it's just to say hello, if anything happened to you, they could give a report and know your name. But now, as it stands, there's a lot of people don't even know their next door neighbor. They might wave or nod every now and then, but that love and conversation, I don't know, maybe it exists still in small towns. I have family and friends in Louisiana. I think it still exists there, but it's just people have lost that love and spirit. Some places, not everywhere, because I can't label everywhere because I haven't been everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Spirit, speak to us on behalf. On behalf. Come on, Aries. On behalf of our wonderful Aries, come on. Help them to gain the knowledge and the understanding and the clarity and the decisiveness to make decisions that will help them to move forward in life. Come on. We're talking about our Aries right now. Ooh, got the Devil card. Oops. Wow. I see a lot of work being put in. All right. What else is going on? Because some serious decisions have to come about on your part. I see power. I see your strength. I see where you're holding your own with authority. Just the opposite. You're concerned about a lot of things moving forward. You have long-term abundance, and that's really cool. I love the way you are reflecting on what you've accomplished. And wow. You know why this is a significant time for you right now, Aries? Because the work that you have put in is finally coming to light. You just keep going like the Energizer Bunny, and you have struck gold. You are coming in. You're starting to be able to breathe a little bit more because of the finances being stabilized and coming in. And you receive more than you invested right now, so you made a profit. And what's happening is, I love this card. This is a significant card because, you know, when you get your 9 of Wands, I always tell people the message involved with this card, which is one of my favorite cards, because it's like when you just close your eyes for a minute and do one inhale, exhale, please. I'm just feeling a little tension coming about. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, much better. Doesn't that feel better? What it is that when you have this card is like a total reflection. It's a reflection. It's a snapshot of your life, where you started from and where you are. That's why I love this card so much, because it's you stepping into your zone of realization, where your sun meets with your mindset and your thought process is illuminated, because it's when you come into the realization that I once was here, and now that I look back, I'm further along than I even realized. I'm growing. And you're still in denial somewhat, because changes from your manifestation, your feelings, is starting to turn into reality, not just in your mind, but in your world. And you're starting to see your hard work being recognized. It's where your intuition is revealing to you, started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Remember Drake was singing that? Started from the bottom, now I'm here. That's when a new stabilization level is coming into your life. It's when you're seeing your sweat equity and your work developing into something beautiful, something that you created, something that was involved with your mind, your voice, and your hands. And you're saying to yourself, had you not stopped right now and look, you wouldn't even know how far you've already come, because you've been on your grind for so long. These wands, to me, I see them as recognition for miles that you've gone. And it doubles along the way. You could count each mile even in tens. First one is 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles. The one in your hand represents 60 miles. You've already gone 60 miles. Walking and putting in the work to achieve your goals that you set for yourself that you didn't even know if you could achieve or not, but you're steadfast on that journey, so you're working towards it because you believe. You believe in yourself. You're putting the work in. You're stabilizing. You're fighting any obstacles. You have to find your strength. Even when you look at this card, another one that's one of my favorites, the Seven of Pentacles. Just the thinking, the deep thinking, the process of looking at what you've already achieved in your life, how you've been maintaining and it's just growing and growing, and you're looking at all the work you've put in. Look at those looks on those faces. That's the sweat equity look. That's when I did a lot of shiggity to get where I am. And you know what? I'm further along. I'm going to enjoy this life. I'm putting the work in and I'm seeing the results. Because here, when I tell you, with the Nine of Wands, you're seeing all that hard work. And it could be in hundreds. It could be the first one is 100 miles, 2, 3, 4, 5. The one in your hand is 600 miles that you've walked and you've worked toward. This is your journey. And when you look at where you were, you know you only had 900 miles to go. You didn't even realize you came this far. This is 600 miles. Even though you're exhausted and you're tired and you're frustrated and you're fed up, 600 miles you've gone already. You only got 300 more miles to go. You just finished your 600th mile. And you've been growing and going all along. So now 3 more 100 miles to go before you arrive at your destination. Are you closer to your destination or closer to where you started from? I know you're tired. I know you're frustrated. I know you're fed up. But you know what? I also know your big dreams. And you can't achieve it unless you go the distance. Don't feel bad. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel wimped out. Shiggity happens in life that slows you up. It messes you up. Some people want to kill themselves. So listen, when the mortgage industry crashed, there were so many people that were devastated by that. I used to work with banks and things like that, and it was devastating. People didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow. And somehow, in some way, everybody got back on track so they could live again. Things that are devastating happen in your life. I always talk about John Walsh because for him to find that strength and that tenacity in his life after his son was kidnapped and murdered, that man put himself together. Even his marriage was on the brink of destruction because people are hurting. They're hurting. I always remember Adam. Always. Adam Walsh. I was much, much younger then, but I always remember because I couldn't believe that somebody could be so cold-hearted to do that to a little kid. I think they were in Sears, right? Please don't hold me to it. I don't want to be blamed for saying Sears. And that hurt me like he was my little cousin brother. It was just so sad. That man started America's Most Wanted, and he captured a lot of criminals out there. He had to do that for himself. He had to do that for Adam. He turned that negative attitude, that negative vibe, into something more positive that was going to help more than just one child. So to him, he was helping other people and their children. It was like him being there for Adam in a sense, to let Adam know that your life was not in vain. When you apply yourself to something that is important and you're working toward a goal and you stick it out no matter how hard it is, how tough the road is, how tough people are, and you find your way through the storms, you got your umbrella for protection, your raincoat, and you are prepared. That's like insurance. You're working towards guaranteeing your own success. It protects you. And every day you get up with that pep in your step, that tenacity in your vibe, that good vibe feeling, and you say, you know what? Today is another day to tackle my dreams and make them come true. You have to say it with commitment, with intention, and believing in it. You can't just say, yeah, today's another day to achieve my goals and dreams. I'm still working. Oh, shut up. Who are you talking to? When you believe in something and you're excited about it, how do you speak about it? Today is a new day to achieve my goals and dreams. It's going to happen for me. People say, oh, you're a clown. No. If you're not excited about your future, why in the heck should anybody else be? You have to speak that excitement and that joy into your life. Stop being boring and coming down on yourself. Yesterday you had some failures. You're not a fail. You had some failings. You're not a failure. There's a difference. Yesterday things didn't work out for you, but who's to say it today it can't? But if you start the day off with the attitude, I'm going to try another day. I'm hopeful. What kind of hope are you digging up? You better bury it back where you pulled it up from. That's not hope. Hope is you put hope as an adjective or an action verb and just let it speak for itself. I hope I have hope that today is going to be better than yesterday. I said it. I mean it. I'm going to keep going forward until I weaken all the negative forces that are coming against me because I'm about my success. I'm about my prosperity. I'm about overcoming. I'm about growing. I had a little rough time yesterday, but today is going to be better than yesterday. And you continue to inch towards your goals no matter how many times you may stumble and even fall. You about your business and you stay that positive. You stay with that positive mindset until you actually achieve it. Look at the blessings on your path and you starting to realize the work that you put in. You talking about long-term success. You're not doing this as a fly-by-night. You're doing this because you see beyond today. You understand me? You're working today for tomorrow, for the day after, for your legacy, for your voice to be spoken. You're building. You're building. And just because it doesn't happen like magic automatically, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You got to get your shiggity together for real. You hear me? You hear me? You're assertive. You're going after things in life. You're not going to fall short because of a few humps and bumps in the road. I tell y'all that all the time. These are meant to distract you. All of us have humps and bumps in the road, but we have to find an alternative route and a way to get over and get through. This is what it's about. To live, you got to keep moving. You got to keep going. You got to keep believing. You got to keep striving. Live is an action verb in my book. I'm sorry. When I live, you got to keep going. I didn't say rest because we're all entitled to rest so we can live. But living has that action with it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Even I'm getting up just to go lay on the chase to relax by the pool. I'm doing something to make me feel better, to make me feel good, to pamper myself, self-care. Believing. Look at you. Look at the generosity. Look how you're always giving. You have a good heart. A good heart. Some people say, oh, you give to show off. You ain't giving to show off, are you? Well, you know what? You killed two birds with one stone because if you're feeding your ego, somebody's getting assisted in the process because you keep going. And look, strength. Another one of my favorite cards because to me, this has so many routes to take with it. So many routes. Think of strength. Close your eyes right now. Seriously. It could be for 2 seconds. Just close your eyes and think about what strength means to you. When you have strength, you feel like what? Like you can do anything. You can conquer anything. That you're going to get through this level, get through this process. You feel good. You have a little pep in your step. When you find your strength, and you know where your strength is buried, right? It's part of your intuition. Because when your intuition reveals to you, it's how you react. When you manifest on something, what is manifestation all about? Have you ever closed your eyes? Well, you may not have closed your eyes, but have you ever thought about something or envisioned yourself doing something and winning at it? If you envision yourself losing, you got a lot of work to work on. But if you can envision yourself winning and see yourself strategizing and getting over those humps and bumps in the road. But you keep going and jumping over those hurdles. You watch any of those marathons and how they're running, how they jump over hurdles. You got to have your mind right. You can't listen to Joe on this side and Martin on the other trying to make you feel like you have fallen behind or you're lacking. That's not your business what they doing. Your business is to stay focused on achieving your goal. So when you manifesting, it's like you've cut away the noise out of your life and you're finding a central spot to feeling that energy, to feeling that win and seeing that win, envisioning and becoming an artist and painting that painting and making it putting it on a wall where you can look up, look through and see it and see yourself winning at this. People don't like when you say life is a game. You better believe it can be. It has to be a game that you play well. You have to take your losses and get back on that board and keep moving forward, because those losses can be like gut punches where it tears you up from the inside out and makes you feel less than and doubt yourself. But you can't allow it to be. That's where the strength comes in. How do you expect to win if you're weak? Even if you're not good in the physical realm, you can be good mentally. Your strength could be something where your mindset has this perspective of overcoming, that you're not going to like they can knock you out, punch you down, but you're still going to get back up because your mind is set on achieving that goal. Out here right now, I'm going to be honest with you, whether you believe or not, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on out there. And it is meant to tear you down and weaken you. And if you don't get your mind right on winning and seeing yourself achieving, they will beat your butt down. You hear what I'm saying? You have to dig deep and down, dig deep and down, dig deep down inside of yourself to see the possibilities for you in your life so you can get through. So when one door closes, another door opens. You have to believe in that. Let's say we go into a recession. Have you set yourself up to overcome, or are you barely living from paycheck to paycheck? That's why I tell you, I don't care if it's $2. It may not be a whole lot down the line, but it adds up, and you have to put money away for a rainy day. They say a recession is not coming. Who am I to say different? All I can say is make sure that you have something put aside for a rainy day. Let it be your finances. Let it be your food. But as long as you continue on this path to build, you will always have. Because you know what? You're a giver. You're very generous. You're very thoughtful when it comes to other people. You're not a selfish person. You like giving. You also like the credit for it sometimes. But you're a giver. When you look out for other people and you're replenishing yourself, your mind, your thought, how you look at this world, how you see yourself getting over the humps, how you start anew. This is new beginnings for you. This is a new time for you. So now you can't act the same way you acted previously. You have to change your thought process. So now as you're sitting on your throne and you got your power, your feel good, your authority, your guidance, people are looking at you for answers. You're helping people to sustain. You're helping people to think and look differently at things. You're teaching other people. You're taking the message and the sacred message from everything that's evolving around you, and you're transferring it to help you to better yourself so you would be a better asset, not just to your own family and friends, but to other people, because you're looking at the masses. You're not looking at a get-rich-quick scheme where you just help a couple of people in your family, always you help. You're looking at something that could benefit you down the line, where all that you've picked up along the way, all those powerful nuggets will sustain you and elevate you to the next level. And things are turning upside down for you. You're looking at everything at different angles right now, and you're accepting the fact that change is going to transpire. Change is going to transpire in your life, and you're ready to receive it right now. You're ready to receive. Look at that. You're ready to receive. You're replenishing yourself. You're changing your perspective. You're changing your attitude. You're accepting rewards. You're helping people when you can. You're doing your best. You're learning from every experience. This is what is about for you in life. You're not rejecting constructive criticism. And you know what? You're gaining more assets as you travel through. So when you reflect and look back at where you started from, you're like, wow, I've been through some shiggity. I had some unstable times in my life, but now that I'm on course, I'm feeling better. You withstood the storms of life, and now you're coming into your own. People constantly test you, and you know what? You're always up for a challenge. You have that stability, that power. You're always up for a challenge. You look forward to the future and you're optimistic, and you have your mindset on stability. On stability, period. No ifs or ands about it. Stability is the key for you, and that's what you've been seeking. You want to know that you okay, that you all right, that those opportunities are there for you and you don't miss them anymore. You had some really tough times through this journey, but now you're doing things differently and you want to stay on that path. And as long as you stay in tune with yourself and you take time out when you need it, nobody could pull you back down again. Nobody can deter your path. Nobody can tempt you to make you feel like you need to do something a different way, because your way is not going to work. You know what it's like to fall. You know what it's like to fail. But you are not a failure, because each and every time, no matter how long it may have taken you to get back up, you made up your mind. You made a choice to get back up. And that's what it's about. You'll always win at what you do when you don't allow the bricks that have fallen on you to keep you down. You don't stay with your mindset in loser arena when you can get into the winner's arena. You're no longer a victim. You're a victor. You have strategies. You're thinking things through. You're bettering yourself. You're bettering your tactics. Life throws many curveballs, but when you start recognizing the fact that you can take an alternative route to avoid those curveballs, you might miss being hit. You know what I mean? You keep moving, you keep thinking, you keep going, you keep growing. This is what life is all about. Even when that tower card comes and shakes up your grounding, your stability, it makes you feel like you're not going to get through. Even when those things happen for you, you somehow find a way to pull through. You reflect on what you've already achieved. You reflect on the rewards you've been receiving. Look at that growth. Look at the growth. You know my favorite color is green, right? Look at the growth potential here. No matter, even in between here, you can see, what is that? It just shows you the turmoil, the coils of life, how the hill is in the background, what you've had to come over to get up and keep going and growing. Life can be about BS sometimes. I'm telling you, no lie. Sometimes you're ready to throw in the towel and give the heck up. But you know what? When does that actually transpire? When you're closer to obtaining your gifts and rewards than the distance you came from. When you first start, you make up your mind, you got to put the work in. During the journey, you may be like, dang, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. And then as you get in closer and closer achieving success, it's like, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm fed up, I'm sick of this shiggity that's going on in my life. Every minute, I got to replenish, replace, replenish, replace. You have to look beyond the here and now. And you have to train your mind to focus on what the rewards are that you're seeking, and make up your mind not to stop until you receive them. That is the most difficult journey that you shall take, is coming to the end of the journey where the rewards are, where your treasure chest is, and getting there and getting through. That is the hardest part of your journey. To not just wallow in what's happening right now, but seeing where you came from, reflecting on what you had to go through, and making up your mind that you're going to get it and make it to the end of the road. That's what it's about. And that's when you're tested the most. The closer you are to your dreams and goals, the more you will get tested. And you see that sun, right? That replenishment, that nurturement. Look at what is those, what do they call those, daisies in the background? Look at the growth, the changes that are taking place, the freedom, where you're coming in tune with your best self, where you're looking at the prospects of what life is going to bless you with. If for some reason you was aiming high and you thought that there wouldn't be work involved, you just fooling yourself. If you thought it was just going to be smooth sailing because your mama did it or your daddy did it and you didn't have to put the work in, you fooling yourself. That's why there's, even with celebrity kids, a lot of them want to make their own name and way for themselves because they don't want anybody taking the credit for their sweat equity. They want to be able to say with intention, with, strength, that I did this. I did this. I made my own way. There's a lot of times you don't even know people that are family members that are celebrities because they don't want nobody talking about, oh, that's so-and-so cousin. That's why they got that job. Oh, that's so-and-so uncle. That's his father. That's his mother. You ever hear people, I didn't know that was his mother. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Because they went out not with the name recognition of their parents. They wanted to be able to build their own empire and their own wealth. And that's what you're doing. You have always had the mindset of being at the top of the hierarchy, and you've always been willing to put the work in. It's just sometimes it's not always the right way that you do it. So now you're learning to put it all in 100% with conviction and say, you know what? I'm getting through these storms in life. I see what's been coming at me. That's what's been trying to tear me down. And I've made up my mind that I'm not going to let it hold me down. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So you have to suck it up when that shiggity happens and make up your mind that, you know what? You will not defeat me because I am strong-minded. I just need a break for a minute to catch my breath. That's what you're doing right here. You're taking a break for a minute to catch your breath. And you're reflecting back on what has happened, what has transpired, what you have achieved already. And you're replenishing. You're replenishing. You're starting anew. It's new beginnings completely. And you're saying, you know what? Let the sun shine in. Let me breathe. Let me be free. Let me recognize my work is worth something. I'm worth something. And I will achieve what I want. I will achieve what I want no matter how things are shaken up for me, how much changes take place, how much upheaval transfers in my life. I am going to get through this point in my life. Things are going to turn around for me. I'm seeing the better side of everything. So you've also changed your perspective, you've also changed your lens, and you've also changed your mindset. And you're aiming high, and you made up your mind that you're going to stop allowing people to throw you off the ladder. You're going to hold on for dear life until you get to the next step, and you're going to pick up the clues and messages along the way. Or you'll be in the escape room never finding an exit. Stay positive, stay on course, and stay intentional with your actions. Don't give up on you. Who else is going to take care of it? Your source needs help. Faith without works is dead. Believe that. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. I love you guys. I really do, because I love the work and the intention. You're so intense about what you aim for in life. That's crazy. You know who you're like? You're like a Capricorn. They are intentional with their moves. They already see themselves achieving their goals. That's how you have to continue on that path. Don't give up. You're almost there. You better believe it. You almost there. Anyway, Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. Keep going. You have a great spirit. I really love your spirit. Keep doing what you're doing. Peace and love to you. Stay on course. Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. Talk soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.